Aaron, a nice start, one-up win today. If we can get some comments on your round.
Yeah, it felt like I played well. You know, I putted amazing, made a lot of putts, and made a bunch of birdies and made a few bogeys. And as match play goes, I made enough birdies to win, so it worked out.
Just talk a little bit about what this does to you now going into the second day tomorrow, and then also as Tom, as your opponent today, what was the key to winning that? So.
Yeah, you know, literally I made so many putts, and that was kind of the key for me. He didn't play bad. He just didn't have his best stuff, and just kind of worked in my favor. But overall, you know, it's the first day, so we still got 2 more days to try to get through, and a big matchup tomorrow with Xander, who also won today. So I think tomorrow will go a long way to telling kind of what the week will be.
And just talk a little bit about the conditions out there this morning, how it was for you. So.
Yeah, it was a little bit windy, but it's getting a lot more windy now. You know, they have some of the tees up. They did a good job setting up the course, but it's starting to play tricky. It's starting to play tough coming in there.
Okay.
What have you said so far?
Everything. What you got for me, Doug?
What's your people talk about whether you're good or bad at match play, and you've got a lot of history going back to college. But what's more important, your history, knowledge, experience in match play, or your form? Because if you're not playing very good, it doesn't matter, does it?
Both. You know, match play is really the only time you're really watching what your opponent's doing, and it's affecting what you're going to do, right? Like, if he hits it in trouble, you're playing a little safer. If he hits it close, you're going to go after it too. So there's a little bit of that, but overall, it's still golf. Like, most of the time, whoever plays better is going to win. So it's more about form, in my opinion. But there are little nuances to it.
And then when you look at how weird this tournament is, or how unpredictable it is day to day, is there any value you would assess to at least getting a point on the board Wednesday as opposed to having to feel like you're behind the gun?
Yeah, I mean, I got a point on the board. I mean, it kind of is what it is. You know, you come here and you try to win every match you can, and I got off to a good start today doing that, and I got hopefully 6 more matches all the way to the end. So
that's all I got. Any good shots today?
A lot of good shots, a lot of good putts. I made quite a few. I went on a good stretch there where I made like a 20-footer on 7 and like a 20-footer on 8, and then got up and down because I hit it in trouble on 9, and then made like a 30-footer on 10. So I got hot in the middle, which kind of was the key to the round.
The 30-footer was for birdie? 30-footer was for birdie?
Yeah.
And I couldn't see how far it was on 18, but Tom was inside by a few feet?
Yeah, it was probably 15, 20 feet, somewhere in that range. Yeah, he was a little bit inside. He was probably 15 feet. But I try not to leave the door open, try to close the match.
As well as much as you had control on the end, if you would have walked off with a halve, would you have been pissed, A, and were you thinking about that at all?
Yes, I would have been pissed, and yes, I was thinking about it.
Aaron, just one from me. You talked about the match play nuance. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Any moments today that you can think of where you think, oh, that is a classic match play moment, or that's where something turned? Or
you know, 9 was a perfect example. I had a wedge shot to a back pin there. Tom hit a good one in there to like 10 feet, so I knew I could try fly it back there. I actually flew it basically to the back fringe and spun it back to pretty much tap in. So that's a good example. Trying to think.
It's about the reversals and momentum, huh? That's like the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like another one was he hit it in trouble on the par 5. He actually made an incredible up and down there to birdie it to keep the match going.
Yeah.
But there's just little things where someone gets out of position and you kind of affect and you play a little safer, or on the flip side, if you know you got to make birdie to try tie them, then you just go right after it. So.
Yeah, right on. Thanks, man.
Of course.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.